Welcome to the Knox County Board of Commissioners meeting for July 14, 2026. This morning we have Knox County 911 here with an update for us, and I'll let you two introduce yourself, and the floor will be yours.
Laura Webster, current 911 director.
And Rick Lanuza, 911 director, that will officially be taking over for Laura August 1st. So,
Welcome.
thank you. So we have some June statistics for you. A total of 4,465 CAD calls. And then in the packet, we'll kind of go over all these, but if we can go down to the first graph, we'll cover them here as well. So we started showing you guys this chart last month, and this is what we kind of call the criminal. So you have the burglary, the disturbance, and domestic violence. Those numbers seem to be right on par for where they would be for the end of the year, to be about average. If we go to the next one, this is the overdose and drug related. So again, about halfway through the year, so those numbers are pretty consistent with where they should be as well.
Drop from 2018, isn't it?
Yes.
But that was kind of the height of the opioid deal, right? It was 2018 probably.
Would be during the peak, yeah. So yeah, and it's a good consistent drop too. Right. So it goes to show that, the policing, the mental health aspect and all that of the opiates and all that is really getting a control or getting a handle on it. We'll go to the next one, the mental health calls. So this is the non-modified one. So anytime that a call is made and we enter it into the system, especially with the one particular person that we were dealing with for quite a while, that puts us at the 679. So that number is really not accurate. It's accurate, but it is one person causing a lot of the issues. So if we go to the next one,
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
The red line. We've
Attempted
had
suicide?
192 attempted and 4 success.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep. An attempt could be anyone, if they put it in, is if someone calls and says, hey, I've slit my wrist, I've taken
Right, yeah.
some medications or something, yes. So the good news is there were no completed suicides this last month. Okay, so the modified one now puts our, if we take out the 540 calls that the one person made since the beginning of this year, we now put us down at 139 for the mental calls.
Really to 500.
540 calls from January 1st until he was
And I thought I was getting a lot of
in custody.
Cedric guy from Florida.
Yes. So 540 calls.
That's just to you guys.
That's just to ones that were logged at the 911 center.
Right. Now that doesn't count the other. Me, you,
Right. Everybody else.
Board of the
Everyone
hospital.
else in the
Yes,
county and
correct.
city, yes.
That's 540 calls that were logged in.
He's a busy guy.
And reminding you, he was calling the non-emergency number all the time.
Right. And you guys have the answer.
Correct.
Wow.
Lots of time and resources that are wasted from people who have serious situations and need help, right?
Correct. So hopefully, he will be getting the help he needs. The next chart is a new one for this year. We went back through and we're just trying to show you a monthly call for all law enforcement calls for all the agencies lumped together, and then all the fire and EMS agencies lumped together is the red line. So just if we see any big spikes there, we may see something. If there's some sort of storm, you may see that number go a little bit higher.
That's really interesting. EMS, that's really consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty good trend line,
Yeah.
is it?
Yep.
Approximately 1,000 runs a.
1,000, 1,100, yeah.
That's for the whole county, right?
That is for all the county, or all the agencies in the county combined, yes. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see historical data on that as we go moving forward.
So that's about 3,000 total, right? If I read that right?
It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000, give or take, 6,500 maybe. Almost 11. There's
If you did,
2,000.
in total, you talking about per month, Barry?
Per month.
Per
Yeah.
month, about 1,000. Yes,
Yeah.
a little over 1,000.
And then about approximately close to 2,700 a month.
Yes.
So you're doing
3,700.
Yep.
And every one of those calls come through you? No?
Centerburgs, some of them will maybe initially start with us and then get transferred to another county depending on where the caller is and that. But-
Because Centerburg contracts, Royal County contracts Centerburg for a township in their
South
county.
Bloomfield Township.
So
And then
the call goes into our system, but
right. And then Licking County, so Utica or County Line Joint Fire District and Homer, their calls get transferred to Licking County as long as it's not a time life critical call.
So if I live in South Bloomfield and I dial 911, does it come to our center or does it go to Morrow's center?
Yes.
yes, yes to both.
Yes.
It depends really where you are and the tower and
Okay,
where it
so I
decides
could
to go.
call one time and it comes here, and one time I could call
Yeah.
depending on where my phone hits what
Yeah.
tower.
Morrow County can activate Centerburg's tones though,
Okay.
and we hear them when they do it, and then
If it goes to Morrow and they activate Centerburg, would it still show in that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because we create a call.
Okay.
Morrow County will then keep all their times and that,
Okay.
but we will keep record of that
Okay.
call.
one reason is because that truck is gone and not available. So if we got another call,
Sure.
we wouldn't want our system showing that truck available.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
So you have South Bloomfield Township here, but then in the northwest corner of the county, you've got Perry Township in Richland County, and you have Fredericktown, you have Troy Township, and then you have Morrow County, and I mean they all come together there. So if someone dials 911, and we've had this instance before, it could go to Morrow County, it could go to Richland, it could come to Knox. 3 people call at the same time, it could go to 3 different counties, and they all argue with whose call it is.
Yeah.
And
So what up, like where you were at before,
Yes.
like in Fredericktown, like if it was a call up on 95 right across Morrow County, would Fredericktown take that run?
we would, if we were dispatched, we would start responding that way. And if Morrow County called back and said, "Hey, we're handling it, you can cancel," just depending on who was closest, where were they coming from.
Okay.
So yeah, so the whole point is just to get the people the help they need. We'll
Right,
figure
as
out
fast
we'll figure out the territory later was kind of our thing, but yeah, it just depended on where the call came into, and then
I
they could
definitely
go back and
think
figure it out.
that's one thing that the next gen will make better because of the mapping and
Yes.
everything in next gen.
Yes.
So it'll at least clear those lines up of whose it is. So, yeah.
Okay, so any questions with the EMS and fire or law calls?
Thank you.
Okay. The next one is the emergency calls for the month, so that's 1,768 911 calls. And Saturday was that busiest day of the week for 911 calls. Non-emergency calls, 5,729, with Tuesday being the busiest with 1,045.
That is a lot of non-emergency
My
calls.
God. So explain what is involved in
What are they calling
non-emergency.
for about?
Non-emergency could have been our gentleman who was calling.
Shoplifters, store calling in because
Yeah.
shoplifters, barking dog complaint.
Okay.
I mean, anything that's not a life-threatening emergency. Not that we don't get calls on 911 that are not life-threatening, but all of those calls typically are going to the admin lines.
And how
So how do they get to the admin line? Is it just 911 and it
No,
rings?
it's just a
397-2222 or 397-3333.
Sheriff's
call the
office,
sheriff
basically.
or
That's sheriff or
PD.
police.
Yeah.
Right.
But they come through
I
us,
see.
and then
I
we,
gotcha. Okay, I didn't know.
the dispatchers, figure out who they need
Because
to
we don't
talk to.
advertise it non-emergency line, but the police and the sheriff do, and it just routes to you.
Routes to here.
Okay,
That
that makes
explains
sense.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I figured they would handle their own hot landlines or whatever.
No.
That's the number I should have called.
Yeah.
David.
So when you call one of those numbers, the 3333 or the 2222, you get a recording first, and it'll say to report a crime or speak to an officer, blah, blah, press 1. That shoots it into us. To speak to records, press 2. Well, that's going to take it out there or down to the city to their records person. So there's several options you can choose if you're wanting dispatch, and of course you're going to press 1. And
Which makes sense, because if they want to talk to an officer, you're going to dispatch the officer.
Yeah.
Or they're going to transfer them to that officer, depending if it can be handled by phone. They can connect the two together and they can talk. So, yep. 911 by the hour. So you can see the 12 o'clock hour was the busiest 911 hour for the month.
AM?
Noon, yeah, 12 p.m. And then if we go to the last one would be the non-emergency also was at the 12 p.m. hour.
So of those two here, this list and the last one, how many is our friend?
It'll know.
Probably more car accidents and stuff.
I did not do just,
Okay.
so
What was it?
how many would our friend have called just for, I'm going to, probably well over 100. Well over 100 would have been.
Would they all been at the noon time or?
Oh no.
Okay.
It was anywhere from
Early in the morning, middle of
3
night.
o'clock in the morning to, there was one time he was calling, he had to have had 2 phones because as soon as he'd hang up, the next person to get the phone call and it was ringing and it was him again. And as soon as they hung up and disconnect, it went on for about 15 minutes where it was just a constant. So.
Yeah.
So, and then I guess, Andrew, I don't know if you want to go back to the top sheet or not, but, so we kind of covered the rest of the numbers, but a couple of things. This year, or this past month, Laura had the opportunity to present 3 dispatchers with their 10-year anniversary pins. And you want to talk about why it was so special for you?
So these 3 were 3 of the original 5 that were my first hires once I became director. And so they were still here, and I'm like, yes, I get to give them their pins.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
yes, they're still here. 2 of them actually are supervisors now.
So yes, Stevie serves as our midnight supervisor. Nick is a dispatcher on midnights, and then Rhonda serves as the afternoon or the 4 to 12 supervisor. So.
We'll pass on our congratulations to
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Must have been good mentoring.
Hopefully.
Yeah, only.
They're still here, so there's that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
We continue to make progress in preparing for the next Gen 911 implementation. As of the other day, we're still on track for the end of July to make it happen.
Really?
For all the next
install?
gen.
Yeah.
IT
Were
and
we thinking it was going to be that early originally?
Yeah, the state knew I wanted it before I left, so
No, seriously.
they've been working hard to get it done, really. Yeah.
so a lot of 99% of the equipment is in.
Yeah.
Now it's really just now the making sure all the addresses run through validation checks and we correct any discrepancies in that validation process. So,
Our IT department and GIS have been huge in helping and
Yeah.
getting this done and implemented. So
When
Trevor and
this
his,
really goes live, I guess effective August 1st, if all works. Does the state or the other counties that have implemented, do you do a kind of a PR push to let people know?
we'll do a PR push, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's things that go along with that too, as far as, you should call if you can and only text if you can't call.
Yeah.
So,
so,
yeah.
so in talking with the state 911 director the other day, the last full week in July would be, so that Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday would be when it would happen. If it's going to happen on Friday,
Not gonna happen.
it's not going to happen. And then ultimately that next week is up in the air because that
He's
was my
gone.
scheduled vacation,
Yeah.
so we probably wouldn't cut over until the second week in August at that point, just to make sure that.
So the actual switcher will be in August, not.
No, it could be in July.
Yeah,
It could be that.
You're just
Tuesday,
saying if
Wednesday,
they
or
don't have it
Thursday in
ready
July.
early that last week, they'll hold it.
Correct.
A
Yes.
little later in
Yep.
August.
And so what are the key changes that the normal citizen would experience?
That the normal citizen would probably understand. Maybe a little bit better call routing would be one thing, and maybe the mapping and GIS, the ability to
It's definitely improved. that part.
improved all your
Because
GIS
we
information.
used to have more, tell me if I'm wrong, but I mean, our mapping system's pretty good now. But where sometimes we would get little nuances is like on a cell phone, if somebody was maybe in a parking lot, it might give you a general area, let's say
Right.
of Heartland Park. But
Right.
it might not tell you the exact spot on a cell phone, right?
Right.
At times you could get,
Right.
you think this will make that better?
Not only that, just anywhere in general, I mean, whether it's an address or not, because we've had those issues with mapping, and sometimes it's just center lines and all of that, and depending on where those boundaries are, which, a citizen's not going to realize that from Googling it or anything, and that's where Justin has been major in helping get all that cleaned up. So it's definitely going to make the location better, for us to be able to find location better. Connects us to the other centers that are on the
Right.
SENet, which is huge for that because they can see now where it actually is. Right now you can't really see that in your mapping systems. So someone from
So I take it this is showing up on a monitor or a screen somewhere.
It is,
right?
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, if you get a call, hit triangle,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
right
Yeah.
down there.
So one of the biggest things is, for some reason, if we would have an influx of 911 calls to where we run out of dispatchers to answer that phone, it's going to roll over, and our rollover county is going to be Morrow
Morrow
County. Very easily, when all this information goes to them and comes into their computers, because everyone's pulling from the same database, it's going to show that it is Centerburg Fire, Centerburg EMS, or Frederick. They don't have to guess and try and figure out where it is on the map and then try and figure out who's closest or
Right.
whatever.
Or whose county
It's
it is.
going to say. So we upload all of our information into the state database. Morrow County is going to update all their information. Richland County, all theirs. Licking County. So very easily, they will at least know, if they don't know what truck to send, they can go, hey, we need to get a hold of Fredericktown Fire or whoever and dispatch that because it says this is who we need to, whose territory it is. Or law enforcement or wherever.
Yeah, so does the system, like an Uber driver, your pizza deliverer, show the 911 caller where the vehicle is en route to them?
No, the caller doesn't have the
Okay.
map or anything on there.
You're talking about
We-
tracking your pizza.
we
We
see-
can see it,
Yes.
but
We can see where the units
So it
are.
shows
yes.
you. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I think the big thing is, Bill, probably, so the text at 911, what Laura was saying, obviously if you can call, you should call because you can talk to somebody and there's no translation of what a text says. But I think, Laura, years ago, or it's been a few years ago, we were at that conference or meeting or something, and there was a call that somebody that was on text to 911, there was somebody that was basically abducted, and they were in a car. They had their phone, but you couldn't make a phone call, but
Right.
she actually texted dispatch, and they were able to triangulate where she was at and
Find
get
her.
law enforcement there. So those are cases, or if you had a home invasion and you were hiding in a closet and you can text, or you might not be able to talk to somebody, but you can send a text like, this is happening, and they can find you. That's probably, those things would be the big changes to why you would use text.
And the other big one would be for hearing impaired person. And maybe they don't speak either. So text to 911 would be good for that.
So we don't think it's gonna we hope we're not getting a lot of text
I don't think
messages,
so.
but it's available in a certain few instances that would be critical of why you would need it.
So the text message, does that go right to a computer, or is someone actually in the 911 department down there?
It goes right to our 911 system.
Yeah.
To any of the dispatchers' phone systems there. Yeah.
And just so do they, when they type, does it just auto text it back to them? Is that what would happen?
That's how I understand.
That's
it. Yeah.
my understanding.
There are some like pre-filled
Yeah.
things in there that the dispatcher can just pick real quick to send back, or you
Like
can
a
free type.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pre-canned question, what address are you calling from? What?
Yes. Good. Good. Thank you.
But yeah, so IT and GIS, Justin at GIS and Trevor and his guys have been phenomenal
Yes.
in just getting anything done that we need to get done. So we appreciate that. 5 of the new members completed their public safety telecommunicator class last month. And then the current staffing is at 17 non-probationary, 3 probationary, and 2 part-time dispatchers. And we currently are accepting applications for full-time and part-time.
How many you need?
We would like to get that number up another 2 or 3 at least. So, and if it's a combination of full-time and part-timers, we can.
I feel like if we could get 24, it gives us.
Does that give you the relaxed activity for
Well,
days
I
off?
think it gives them, yes, that, and also some redundancy that if somebody leaves, it doesn't impact
Yes.
the mission so much.
Right.
Yeah, one person leaves, it doesn't throw everything in complete disarray.
Sure.
Right. And it keeps us at that minimum staffing
Yeah.
that we want to have, because we raised that. It's just busier. So I mean,
24 now.
If there's
well, the minimum staffing per shift.
It's 4 people.
4, 3 on the midnights, but 4 all of the rest of the time.
So we kind of feel like if you have potentially 8 assigned to a shift, you
Yeah.
typically have 2 of those are off for a scheduled day off. They get 2 days off
So
in a
that would
row.
be the
So that
24.
gets you down.
Yeah.
That gets you down to 6 people, and then typically you're going to have somebody that's on a vacation day, personal day, sick day, whatever. That keeps 5 people in the chairs, which I think Laura would have loved to have 5 people in the chair during her tenure, but we haven't been able to do that. But that's certainly our goal. Yeah.
So, if someone's interested in learning about becoming a 911 personnel, schooling around here,
So we do our classes in-house currently, so all the training would be on-the-job training. There are some career centers. The Licking County Career Center actually does have a dispatch or telecommunicator class, emergency telecommunicator class that people can attend. Unfortunately, it doesn't teach the programs that we use. Doesn't teach to the organizational standard, I should say. So, I mean, the information is the information, but their certification would come from a different accrediting agency. So
they're better to apply to you and train with us?
correct. I know there has been talk in the past about potentially the Career Center doing something. I know they're starting a law enforcement class.
Laura can teach that.
She's retired.
yeah, give us something to do.
Is there any prerequisites to apply for this job?
18 years of age, driver's license, clean background check, be able to
school
pass
diploma, yeah.
high school
Diploma or
diploma, GED, be able to pass drug tests, drug screenings, and all that. So your standard. And then the last thing I have, Laura already mentioned it, but her last day is July 31st.
Hooray for you, Laura.
Job well done.
Thank you.
So
Have you already bought a special flight package so you can go back and forth to Florida? Well,
No, I actually bought a camper.
did you really?
Yes.
Why didn't I say it?
Go see America.
Yes. Yes.
Good
Yes.
for you.
But don't worry, I'll be flying back and forth to Florida several times.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, we're
Okay.
excited for you. We're excited for Rick.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We're excited to be here, so.
Appreciate you, Bob.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, thank
Enjoy your
you.
week.
Thank you.
Awesome. Expect to see you all at the retirement party July 30th.
Okay.
Thank
Over
you all.
across the street. Yeah.
All right, Commissioners, we have a few items. We have some letters of recognition for you to approve, and I guess I'll read this, and then Barry, I'll turn this over and you can explain what we're doing and what they did. But this is for Aiden Mast, Ash Farrell, Lucy Hunson, and Dane Gunderson. And you're doing these letters of recognition for earning the honor of laying a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier during their recent trip to Washington, D.C. with their Mount Vernon Middle School back in May. And so, Barry, you can talk about what...
The 8th grade class went to DC. These young people, everybody submitted a essay. These young people, 4 were selected. It was pretty neat for them because they got to go what we call behind the curtain at the Unknown Soldiers Tomb, and then walk down the steps at the Unknown Soldiers Tomb and place the wreath on the grave. So, pretty cool experience for all those kids.
And we're
gonna honor
going
them.
to submit these tomorrow at
Yeah,
the veterans
the
meeting.
veteran service meeting will be 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I won't be able to attend. Commissioner Purcell will do the representation to these kids, and great accomplishment.
And so we're going to have you, once you approve these commissioners, these 4 will sign, and Mallory will put them in a binder, and then we'll have coins for the students when you give those out tomorrow.
Wonderful motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 And Karen Wright was instrumental in getting the 8th grade students of Mount Vernon down there every year. So we continue to see her impact
Yes.
in our community.
Yes, we do. She was a big supporter of the veterans.
Yes.
So,
Okay, then we have commissioners to approve a bid award for the county engineer Danville Amity Road Safety Improvement Phase 3 to Smalls Asphalt Paving in the amount of $272,457.30.
So moved.
Seconded.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Then we have a utility permit for Ohio Cumberland Gas on Hazeldale Road in Butler Township.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then another utility permit, Ohio Cumberland Gas, Tiger Valley Road, Union Township.
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Then we have just a bill list for you, and
Jason, could we go back to the pavement of Danville
Yeah.
Amity Road? I've had people ask me, do you know where they're going to take it once they get into Amity? Do they take that all the way straight?
No,
Or they stop
they're
right
stopping. Yeah, they,
Stop.
when
Cameron was in.
Cameron was in, they're stopping.
Or Clint, yeah, that
Clint.
last section there
Clint.
from,
Yeah.
was it from the
Basically,
Monroe Mills?
down there.
Yeah, down to Amity, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll let those people know who are asking us.
No asphalt for you.
Yeah.
Then the transit building project, the business center project is going well. Drywall is continuing to go up. And we had a meeting yesterday with Schrock for the water wastewater building. And that project is actually there. Schrock is going like gangbusters. So there's a lot of site work being done out there. Their estimate is to have that completed by the end of November is what they're hoping.
Really?
Yeah, so it's really a lot of site work. Once the site work's done, the architect said it's basically building just a small house. It's not a large one-story structure on a slab, so there's not a lot to it. It's not gonna be very big, it's just the site work's gonna take some time to get it all ready.
Yeah.
But So that's underway, and I think other than that, that's all we got for us today.
Commissioner, you have anything?
Just fair's coming up July 26th, right?
It is,
Make sure
yeah.
people know about that.
Commissioner Purcell?
Yeah, just to piggyback on what Jason was saying about the site work for the water sewer building. I was past there last night, and yeah, they're moving a lot of dirt, making it look almost prepared to put a building down. So that's all I have to say.
I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So
We stand adjourned.